What's going on, Salt Strong Nation? Wanted to give you guys a neat trick that you can do with your weedless paddletails to catch more big trout in the late winter and early spring. Now, I use paddletails all throughout the year to catch trout just because it's a very generalist lure. You can work it a ton of different ways. You can make it actually imitate a shrimp. You can make it imitate a bait fish. And the way that you retrieve it can vary, and you can have a lot of success just using a straight paddletail and just varying your retrieve. Now, something that I like to do to catch a larger trout that may be a little bit lethargic from the spring transition and that are looking for some high calorie meals. Again, I'm going to be using this 4-inch Slam Shady lure. It's just a great profile this time of year that does fall within that 3.5 to 5-inch range that we know that these trout are kind of looking for large calorie meals in. Just a great size to be catching good numbers and good quality. Now, what I like to do, because I do know these fish are going to be lethargic, and I know that their primary hunting zones are going to be on those grass flats or at those depth changes, is I'm going to play around with the weight that is on this weighted hook. And what I mean by that is, if I find that these fish are, again, lethargic from this cold snap or, a warming trend, just any kind of significant temperature change, that's going to alter what those fish are used to, and it's going to kind of put them in a low energy mode. I'm going to go ahead and slide this weight back just like that. So usually it sits a little bit further in front. And the reason that I do this is I want to give those trout a little bit more time to strike. And as we know, trout, when they strike, they come up from below. We can see that their eyes are on the top of their head. They are an ambush predator. So when that paddletail is swimming over their head, usually what I'll do is I'll stop this over a pothole, or if I'm coming around a point that I know has a quick little drop off in a creek, what I'm going to do is just really pause my retrieve and allow that paddletail to settle down. And once it gets into that strike zone, that trout is going to have all the time that it needs to hit it, because when we move the weight back, it sinks a lot slower. If the weight's a little bit further forward, it's just going to dive down really quickly, and that fish might not want to expend the effort to go after it. Those larger trout, they're really not into chasing down bait. When they have an opportunity to feed, they get big from taking, the easy opportunities, they're going to strike. So what I do is I just move that weight back as far as I can, knowing that I am going to take a little bit more time on my retrieve. But if I know I'm in a productive areas like the ones that we cover in our Spots Mastery course in the Salt Strong Insider Club, you really have a good chance of success on getting onto some larger trout. Now, again, this is really important that you pair it with a larger bait fish presentation. There's a lot of different paddletails you can use. The reason I like the Slam Shady is just because the color works in a ton of different water clarity scenarios. I've caught fish in clear water with it, in dirty water as well. Just works, it really, anywhere, because it is a natural color. It's got that nice flash foil to it. But the big key here is you make it easy for those fish to strike. Make sure that you are stopping close to those structures and that you know when to pause your retrieve, because if you're just pausing over a grass flat that does not have any potholes over it, you're just going to be sinking into the grass. It's unlikely that there's fish there, and you're going to be slowing your retrieve down a lot because you have moved that weight back. Make sure that when you do slow it down, it's over that depth change, it's over that pothole, it's over some form of structure that those fish are going to be sitting behind waiting for an easy meal. Now, let's say it does warm up. You actually can slide that weight back forward and give that faster presentation if you find that the fish are dialing in on a quicker retrieve. Maybe they're hitting while you're retrieving the paddletail. That's when I would speed it up, and you can really allow yourself to fish many different depth changes and different varying levels of depth, especially once it does start to warm up later on in the spring by moving this forward. It does allow you to have a little bit quicker of a presentation and cover more depth ranges and a little bit faster of a motion. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick tip, and I hope it helps you catch some more big trout out there. And if you're looking to become a better angler while saving time and money on your tackle, highly recommend you join us in the Salt Strong Insider Club. So if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the best online fishing club in America, because we literally guarantee that you'll be catching more fish in less time while saving money on your tackle. We do this by providing you with premium education, an exclusive online fishing community, and access to group discounts on the best saltwater fishing tackle. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. We hope to see you in the Insider Club family soon.